Fate EXTELLA originally released for the PlayStation 4, Vita and PC back in the 10th of November 2016. Well, the developers and publishers Marvelous have now brought the game to the Nintendo Switch, and we've been playing it. So, give us a bit of context. What's the game all about?
Well, it's the third instalment of the universe that began with Fate EXTELLA, and it's set after events of the Holy Grail War in the first game. It's set in a virtual reality world, similar to being in the Matrix.
You mentioned there's some previous titles. Do you need to have played those earlier titles to know what's going on in this?
I didn't know there was earlier titles until after I played it, actually, and I feel it could have added some canon and, would have given me a better understanding, but I didn't feel like it was necessary at all.
So you can use this as a jumping in point to the series?
Absolutely, yeah.
So roughly how long did it take you to play through the game?
Well, there are 4 story arcs in the game, 2 of which are 6 missions, 1 9, and the final arc which has 7, and 3 of these follow different characters, giving you a different perspective of the story. And overall, the main story took me about 20 hours to complete.
How does it play?
It's a typical hack and slasher, to be honest, very much like Warriors games. I mean, the combat is solid. If you like hack and slashing, you'll enjoy this.
It can be very cathartic, especially in the Warriors series.
Absolutely, it's just the same in this. Although, I would say about 50% of the game, actually, is heavy visual novel elements in between the battles. And the game, in my opinion, can feel a bit repetitive in big doses.
So one to sort of jump into for an hour every now and then?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it the gameplay that was repetitive or the visual novel elements?
I would say probably more of the visual novel elements, maybe slightly too much in between the battles. It was too long to get to each battle in between, and I sort of would have liked the visual novel element more condensed.
It's the story itself, so it sounds like it's a little bit long-winded, but is it fundamentally good?
It's fundamentally good, very interesting, but I just feel it almost
detracts from the game.
Yeah, and there's almost quite a lot of unnecessary story in between as well, like not actual
filler.
Story. Yeah, filler story. The actual story is interesting, but then there's a load of non-story text to read through as well.
What's the presentation of the game like? How does it look?
Oh, it's a wonderful anime art style. I mean, if you love animes, you'll love art style in this game, and it really suits the Switch as well, especially in handheld mode. The screen, it just looks absolutely wonderful.
I do love my animes. But how does it sound though? Is the music and voice acting up to par?
Well, the music was wonderful and it was anime-like, just like the graphics. But the voice acting was all in Japanese, which wasn't an issue in between battles, as you keep up with the text. But during the battles, I missed most of which was being said, as it was hard to read all the fast-moving combat. And to be honest, I really think it would have benefited from a dub.
Yeah, especially as there's quite a delay between the PlayStation release and the Switch, they could have easily have added that in. And I must say, I do hate it when games show you text whilst you're busy doing something.
You missed most of it, and if it was dubbed and you could hear it,
yeah,
it would have.
You could just listen while you're playing.
And I think as well, what I was saying about visual novel and how I was getting a bit bored at times, I think if it was voice acted, it would have. I know I'm going to sound lazy here, but it was almost too much effort to read all this text. It would have been nice if it. Because obviously you have all Japanese voice acting, I think it would have added having it dubbed properly.
Not so much visual novel, but novel.
Yeah, well, it would be if you're Japanese, because
exactly.
Yeah,
but we're obviously
not
reviewing this as English speakers.
Yeah, so it would. I really think it would have benefited from having it dubbed, to be honest.
Now, this game runs on the PlayStation Vita, so I'm assuming the Switch doesn't have any issues, technically speaking.
No technical issues whatsoever. It was fine in docked and handheld mode.
Right, so let's wrap this up. What are the best elements of the game?
It had a very interesting and intriguing story. It looked, the anime art style looked wonderful, and the combat was absolutely solid.
And negatives?
I felt the lacking of a dub, as I've said several times now, was a real negative. The hard to read text when in between missions, and in big doses it did feel a bit repetitive, and I would have liked in between the battles to be condensed a little bit more.
Okay, what score are you giving it, and should our viewers buy this game?
I'm going to give it an 80%, and if you like hack and slashers, absolutely you should buy the game. To be honest, if you like visual novels as well, you would probably like this. So
there's a good crossover between those two genres.
Absolutely, I think what the first game was based on was actually based on a visual novel.
So 80% on our review scale is very good. So if you like either of those two genres, we heartily recommend it.